Welcome back, y'all. What's happening out there in WBB land? We are back with another video, and this is a 12-part series highlighting each team for the upcoming 2025 WNBA expansion draft. Each video will highlight one team, project their protected 6 players, as well as project who Golden State will take from their team. Without further ado, let's get it popping. The Golden State Valkyries are on the clock, and if you made it through all 12 parts, I appreciate you. If you're just finding this video randomly, it came to the right spot. Here's where all the good stuff comes. We are going to unveil all 12 players I project Golden State to select on Friday, December 6th on ESPN. We're going to go through each team, each player, and then give a full overview of how I view this team. Something to keep in mind that these 12 players will not all be on the Golden State roster to start the season. Obviously, they have a draft to prepare for. They have free agency to prepare for. So while Golden State may in fact select 12 players, do not anticipate all 12 of those players being on the opening day roster. That's something to keep in mind. Without further ado, with the first pick of the 2025 WNBA expansion draft, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Atlanta Dream guard out of Australia, Isabelle Borlase. Yes, the 20-year-old Australian guard, I believe, will be Golden State's first selection. I think Atlanta, who will assuredly be protecting their first round pick, another 20-year-old Australian, Nadia Pach. I believe they leave Borlase unprotected, and I believe Golden State snaps her up. And with the second selection in the 2025 WNBA expansion draft, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Chicago Sky guard Dana Evans. Yes, I think Dana Evans gets that fresh start she's been looking for, and it's going to start in the Bay Area. I'm really excited about this. I hope this one happens. Golden State will have several options in Chicago. Dana Evans will probably be among them, but if she's protected, look for Lindsey Allen, Rachel Bannum, or possibly Mo Jefferson to be the selection. And with the third pick, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Connecticut Sun guard Veronica Burton. And I think this one's going to be a great pickup, and I think this one is going to happen for sure. I think Olivia Nelson-Ododa is too valuable to not protect. I think Connecticut will also have to protect Alyssa Thomas in order to core her. And I simply can't see them punting on first-round draft pick from a year ago, the French guard, Layla Lekan. So I think this one's inevitable, folks. And I think it's going to be great for Veronica Burton. And I think it's going to be great for Golden State. I think the stop-off in Connecticut was just what Burton needed. She's always been an elite defensive player. I think her offense was steadily improving, her efficiency steadily improving. So I think this is a great pickup, and I think this is the player that's probably going to be running the show to start the season. With the fourth pick, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Indiana Fever 6'3" forward Damiris Dantas. I like Dantas a lot, folks. 6'3", can play the pick and roll, can play the pick and pop, can hit the three. I think she's a veteran. I think she's been around the league. She's a smart, savvy player. And I'll be honest, when I did the individual team breakdowns and the Indy Fever, a lot of folks in the comments said, no, we want DD. So we will see. It will be interesting to see who they end up protecting with that 6th pick. Maybe it is. Maybe I've been wrong all along. Maybe Nalissa Smith, they'll let go, and that will be the Golden State Valkyries selection. But I see Dantas being that 4th pick to the Golden State Valkyries. And with the 5th selection of the 2025 WNBA expansion draft, the Golden State Valkyries select from the New York Liberty forward Kayla Thornton. KT, come on down. Come on to the Bay. I think this one would be a great pick. There is some pushback. People are saying, no, Marine Johannes. There obviously is potential. That is the way they'll go. I think if that is the case, look for Gabby Williams to also sign there. She's unrestricted in Seattle, maybe a little French connection in the Bay. But I think Golden State would be wise to go with the sure thing in Kayla Thornton. I think she comes in, she plays 30 a night, does all the little things, great veteran leadership, and now a champion. So I'm going KT with that 5th pick. With the 6th pick, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Washington Mystics. Big Mama Steph, come on down. That's right. Big Mama Steph to the Bay Area. I love this move for both the Mystics and the Golden State Valkyries. You get Big Mama, once again, another veteran, big, can stretch the floor, can hit the 3, is going to be great for the team and the locker room. I think this does wonders to start the franchise. Washington is going in a much younger and different direction. I think this makes too much sense not to happen. With the 7th pick, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Dallas Wings. Center, 6'5", Kalani Brown. Come on down to the Bay Area. They just grabbed Dolson. She's kind of that hybrid, hits the 3. And now you go ahead, back it up with Kalani Brown, who's that old school, beat you up big. Let me own the paint. Why don't you eat some of these elbows? I love it. I love this pick. A lot of people think, oh, just go upside, just go potential. You need some people that are going to produce. And I think that's what Kalani Brown does. She's been improving each of the last 2 seasons. I don't see any reason for that to change. If the team can't score a really solidified big in free agency, I think you roll Kalani Brown and you're pretty darn happy. So that will be the pick from Dallas. With the 8th pick, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Las Vegas Aces, Kate Money Martin. Now, I got a lot of pushback for this one, and frankly, I deserved probably a little bit of it. I did not know what Las Vegas would do. My stance on Vegas is whoever they protect in 5 and 6 is not going to be a big loss for this team moving forward. 5 and 6, whether that's Kristen Bell, Liz Kitley, Kia Stokes, Kate Martin, you name it. Those are not going to be pivotal players for Las Vegas next season, and they certainly won't be key players if Las Vegas wants to win another championship. So I went ahead, protected Meg Gustafson and Liz Kitley to try to solidify a little bit of that front court scoring, give Asia Wilson a little bit more time to be on the bench, maybe sit out a game or two, a little load management. That means Golden State, they get a young forward / guard, huge fan base built in. I can bet you if they don't protect Kate Martin, they'll definitely take her. Just from a merchandising and promotional aspect, let alone she can play some ball too. So we're going Kate Martin with that 8th selection. With the 9th pick in the 2025 WNBA expansion draft, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Los Angeles Sparks guard Arie McDonald. That's right, Arie, come on down. 18 to 20 off the bench, can be a dynamic scorer, needs to work on efficiency, but was a former lottery pick. You can make the case for Alamond or Yaru, the 2 international players. You could make that argument. I'm going with McDonald because I know she's going to be in the WNBA next season. I don't know that's true about the Belgian. I don't know that's true about Yaru, who basically said, I want out of Los Angeles ASAP. So for those reasons, I'm going with the guard to be a nice little 7 to 12 point scorer off the bench and maybe a fresh start, new scene, new coach. Maybe that's just what the doctor ordered. With the 10th pick, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Minnesota Lynx former number 2 overall selection out of the University of Maryland, Diamond Miller. Come on down. That's right, folks. I believe Cheryl Reeve will get the last say. I think she will protect Dorka Juhas. And I think Diamond is going to be a Golden State Valkyrie by the end of Friday night. Now, there is obviously a chance because Diamond was the 2nd overall pick. She's got a ton of potential. We just haven't got to see her that much. That ownership says, nope, you can't get rid of her. There is that possibility, so I will not be shocked. But I think at the end of the day, even if Diamond Miller stays in Minnesota, she's 9th in that rotation. I see Heidemann coming back. I see Hines Allen coming back. I see Cece coming back. And I think all of those players, including the other 5 that will be protected, are all in front of her in the rotation. So, for those reasons, I think Diamond Miller gets that fresh start and we really see what she's got to offer in the WNBA. With the penultimate pick, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Phoenix Mercury forward Kiki Herbert Harrigan. Now, if there was a team that Golden State simply doesn't pick from, I think it's Phoenix. To be completely honest, I think Harrigan has a tough sledding making this roster. It will depend on a lot of factors, but I think from the available players that Golden State will get to choose from, I think Kiki is the selection. She can hit the 3. She can play a little bit of defense. She can stretch the floor. Once again, I think it's going to be tough sledding for her, but I think that will be the second to last pick. And finally, last but certainly not least, with the 12th selection in the 2025 WNBA expansion draft, the Golden State Valkyries select from the Seattle Storm second-year guard Nika Mule. Nika, come on down to the Bay Area. Get those tunnel fits in Golden State rocking. At the end of the day, if I'm Seattle, I'm going to protect Mackenzie Holmes, another draft pick from last season. I think she's got a game better suited for the WNBA, albeit a little bit undersized. I think her offensive game is far more polished, and I think that's the direction you go. I think Golden State will get Nika Mule. Hopefully she can come back from that ACL tear and be ready for that Golden State May 16th opener against the Sparks. But that's where we're going with the final pick of the 2025 WNBA expansion draft. And there you have it, folks. This is our 2025 WNBA expansion draft Golden State Valkyrie roster. And a quick overview as far as the team construction is concerned. We went with 5 guards in Borlase, Evans, Burton, McDonald, and Mule. We got 3 forwards, Dantas, Thornton, Harrigan. We got 2 centers in Steph Dolson, Kalani Brown. And then we got 2 hybrid wings in Diamond Miller and Kate Money Martin. Honestly, I think this is a halfway civil team given the options. I think it's balanced. And more importantly, this team can actually get on the court and play some minutes. Remember, the goal of the expansion draft is to get a base of a roster. Remember, you still have the draft. You still have free agency. But if all else fails, you still need some proven production. And I think that's what this roster can give you at least a little bit of. Now, let's face it. I don't care who's on this roster, short of them landing Kelsey Plum and Brianna Jones in free agency. This team is no better than 14, 15 wins max next year. Max. And that might be generous. So I'm not saying this team is going to compete for a second round playoff matchup. What I am saying is this would be a halfway decent team to start your first year in the WNBA. But as always, drop a comment. Let me know how many of these players you would want on your team. And then also give me your top 3 targets that Golden State should chase after in free agency. As always, like, share, and hey, hit that subscribe button. It's free.